My name is Rafael, you're watching Rock and Roll Garage, and I'm going to tell you why Ritchie Blackmore stopped playing rock and roll. But first, please subscribe to the channel, like the video, and leave your comment. Well, as you probably know, if you're a Ritchie Blackmore fan or a Deep Purple or Rainbow fan, Blackmore first achieved fame as a member of Deep Purple. He was part of the band from 1968, if I'm not mistaken, until 1975 when he decided to leave. At the time, the band already had a different lineup with Dave Coverdale on vocals and Glenn Hughes on bass. Ian Gillan and Roger Glover had already left the group. So he left Deep Purple. Deep Purple actually disbanded. They were not active for a few years. And he formed Ritchie Blackmore's Rainbow, which became another highly influential hard rock band. And then it became a more commercial rock and roll group with Jolene Turner and Graham Bonnet on vocals, for example, in the late 70s, early 80s. And of course, he reunited with Deep Purple in 1984. They recorded Perfect Strangers, and he was part of the band until 1993, until he left them for good. And when he left them for good, he formed Rainbow briefly again, and by the late 90s, he was done with rock and roll music, and he was playing Renaissance music. And he formed Blackmore's Night, which is the surname of Ritchie Blackmore and his wife, Candice Night, who is his wife for decades already, and they played together this Renaissance music in Blackmore's Night. And they released plenty of albums, and they released a lot of songs. They did a lot of covers of traditional Renaissance music. They play together, they play live, they tour as this group, and he doesn't play rock and roll live. There's no Deep Purple Rainbow versions in these concerts. And he once explained why he decided to leave rock and roll behind. And this is what he said in an interview with New Jersey Stage. The stress was from the traveling to do with rock and roll, the continual trying to come up with different argumentations of heavy riffs, which can be boring. I was getting stale playing the same type of music, heavy rock for the sake of playing heavy rock. I have always been interested in melodic rock, melodies in general. Toward the end of Purple, it was just being loud for the sake of being loud. So when I heard Renaissance music, there were so many incredible melodies that struck a chord with me. That was such a relief in many ways, so I jumped off the monster train just to play some melodies more organically. And this is mainly the main reason why he decided to leave rock and roll behind. But he reformed Rainbow during the last decade. He did a few shows with a totally different lineup, which had a young singer called Ronnie Romero on vocals. He already performed with many other bands these past years since he was Rainbow's frontman for those shows. They didn't record an album or a live album or etc. But it was a return, but then Blackmore decided to go and return to Renaissance music again. Of course, the shows are much small. It's not as big as a Rainbow show or a Deep Purple show, and they usually play in festivals, those themed festivals from centuries ago, where people go all dressed up, and they also go all dressed up with clothes like from that era of history. And it's he has to do what he wants to do and what makes him feel good. But obviously for the fans, everybody's kind of bummed that he's not playing rock and roll anymore, and Deep Purple, of course, I really admire not only Deep Purple and Blackmore, because unlike many groups that haven't released new music for 20 years, 30 years, and they can continue to tour like a jukebox, it's not that cool. But Blackmore, on one hand, they he decided to leave all behind. He's one of the greatest guitar heroes of all time, one of the most influential guitarists of all time, and he left all that behind. And he wanted something that would make him feel better and that would make him want to play. He would enjoy playing and performing. And Deep Purple, on the other hand, they never stopped recording. You know, of course, the space between the albums got bigger because it's not a profitable thing nowadays, and you know, they're not the same as it was before, where they could, you know, just focus on doing albums and not doing many shows. They got to do a lot of shows nowadays to make money. And I really admire them because they never stopped recording. They're always putting something new out, especially in these last years since the pandemic. And, you know, thank God that we still got them around. They're still making music. But obviously it would be quite good to see Blackmore playing live again, rock and roll, you know. I don't think he would never play with Deep Purple again because he refused multiple good offers over the decades. But, you know, you just got to thank them for their music, and they're still out there, no matter what they're playing. And that's it. If you want to read more, go to description, visit the article, visit rockandrollgarage.com. You can read a lot of Ritchie Blackmore articles, stuff about him, interesting stories. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like the video, and leave a comment. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you later.